Hello everybody, some would say I'm the Arrowverse, and welcome to my ranking video of all 31 pre-crisis episodes in this Arrowverse year. Starting in last place we have Supergirl, Season 5, Episode 2, titled Stranger Beside Me. This is only this low because of how boring it is. It focuses mainly on the Jean Malefic story, which in this episode is very, very boring. In second to last place we have the Batwoman pilot. Very bad acting, very bad writing. Just overall, not a very good pilot episode with a lot of cringy moments scattered throughout, but it gets better from here. Then we have Batwoman, Season 1, Episode 2, titled The Rabbit Hole. A little bit better than Episode 1 because of the action scenes, especially the river scene with the van, with Batwoman and Alice. That was very good. Next, we have Supergirl Season 5, Episode 3, titled Blurred Lines, which had a very bad villain in this spider creature, like a parasite. Just common Supergirl mistakes, bad writing, bad acting. Next is Batwoman Season 1, Episode 7, Tell Me the Truth. This is mainly on the bottom because of its blatant and forced lesbian agenda, which just felt really out of place in the episode. Next, we have Batwoman Season 1, Episode 3, titled Down, Down, Down. Common Batwoman mistakes, bad writing, bad acting. Just not a very good episode, especially how they handled Hush, who's supposed to be a very good Batman villain. Next, we have Batwoman Season 1, Episode 4, titled Who Are You? We had Magpie's villain, who is very annoying. Just like every other episode of Batwoman so far, we have some pretty cringy moments scattered throughout the episode. Next, we have Supergirl Season 5, Episode 4, titled In Plain Sight, another Jean and Malefic-centered episode, which is probably why it's this low, because it is also very boring. And then we had some very bad CGI in that first fight scene. Next is Batwoman Season 1, Episode 6, titled I'll Be Judge, I'll Be Jury. A pretty good episode, the first decent episode on the list. Good villain and good character moments, especially between Batwoman and Jacob. Next, we have Supergirl Season 5, Episode 1, titled Event Horizon. Another good episode, a great start to a good season. If every episode was like this, we could have a very, very good season of Supergirl. Next, we have Supergirl Season 5, Episode 5, titled Dangerous Liaisons. This gives a backstory to William and his friend Russell, who became Rip-Roar. This also has a lot to do with Leviathan, which is probably why it made this high. Next, we have Batwoman Season 1, Episode 8, titled A Mad Tea Party, the mid-season finale. It killed off Catherine, which was probably the highlight of the episode, and we also had some really good moments scattered throughout. Makes for a pretty decent episode. Next, we have Supergirl Season 5, Episode 6, titled Confidence Women. This gave a backstory to Andrea and Lena, and how Andrea came to join Leviathan and got the medallion. Very good episode, with some really good moments. Next, we have Supergirl Season 5, Episode 7, titled Tremors. This is the episode where Lena revealed everything to Kara, which is mainly why it's up high on this list. That whole ending scene is just a really good moment, and everything's out there now. Supergirl Season 5, Episode 8, titled The Wrath of Ramakan. Just a very well-paced episode, good throughout, nothing bad that I have to say about it. Just a really good episode and develops the plot quite a lot. Next, we have The Flash Season 6, Episode 6, titled License to Elongate. Mainly a filler episode, but a very fun filler episode. Nice James Bond references throughout, but the Chester and Cecile storyline was kind of bad. Next, we have Batwoman Season 1, Episode 5, titled Mine is a Long and a Sad Tale. Really good episode. Gives Alice a backstory and a really, really good scene between Jacob and Alice. That scene when she stabs him, you all know what I'm talking about. Next is The Flash, Season 6, Episode 1, titled Into the Void. One of the best premieres we've had of this show. Just overall, a really good episode with a great ending, and one of the best moments of the season when he goes into the portal. Next, we have The Flash, Season 6, Episode 5, titled Kiss Kiss Breach Breach. Didn't expect this episode to be this high since it's just a Cisco-centric episode, but I really do love that Echo twist that they had in the episode, which is probably why it's this high. Next, we have Arrow Season 8, Episode 4, titled Present Tense, the weakest of the season, probably because the future Team Arrow is kind of cringy at points, but it's still a pretty good episode in this great season of Arrow. Next, we have The Flash, Season 6, Episode 3, titled Dead Man Running. We had Mitch Romero as a villain, which was kind of a cool zombie-esque villain. And we also had the introduction of the new Wells and some Barry and Ramsey interactions, which were really good. Next, we have The Flash, Season 6, Episode 8, titled The Last Temptation of Barry Allen Part 2. The second part of the mid-season finale, we had a Flash versus Monster Bloodwork fight. We also had The Crisis, which begins at the end of this episode. Next is Arrow Season 8, Episode 3, titled Leap of Faith. Thea came back, Talia came back, the Thanatos Guild came back, we went back to Nanda Parbat. Just a great homage to Season 3 flashbacks. Next, we have Arrow Season 8, Episode 2, titled Welcome to Hong Kong. This is the Season 3 flashbacks, excuse me. Katana came back, and the Triad came back. Some really good fight scenes in this episode. Now we have Arrow Season 8, Episode 6, titled Reset. Lance came back. Our main characters learned some life lessons in a time loop that the Monitor set up. Just a really good episode, a really emotional episode as well. Now we have Arrow Season 8, Episode 7, titled Purgatory, the episode right before Crisis. We had a big battle. We have them making a weapon, and of course, we have Lila becoming Harbinger, which is probably the highlight of this episode. Next, we have The Flash Season 6, Episode 2, titled A Flash of the Lightning. Barry gets a preview of Crisis, of his death, of the destruction of the multiverse. Just overall, a good episode that gets everyone really hyped for Crisis. Next is The Flash Season 6, Episode 4, titled There Will Be Blood. Some great moments in this episode, specifically Barry versus Bloodwork, and Barry with his heart-to-heart with Joe, and then Nash finding the Monitor. Next, we have Arrow Season 8, Episode 5, titled Prochnost. They go back to Russia. A really good episode because Anatoly comes back, and just, I think Royal comes back in this episode as well. Just a really fun episode. Next is Arrow Season 8, Episode 1, titled Starling City. This episode is mostly fan service, which is what I love about it. We had so many cool moments that just, it's basically an homage to Season 1. But first place, we have The Flash, Season 6, Episode 7, titled The Last Temptation of Barry Allen Part 1. Just a mind frick for Barry. It was such a good episode. I don't really have to get into detail on why it's such a good episode. It just is. That's basically my entire list for pre-crisis episodes ranked. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See ya.